was the part of coming out as transgender. At around age 23, I'm 27 now. I had really been questioning my gender. I had always been masculine, masculine presenting as a female, but I had always been feeling dysphoria, and I didn't really understand what that really was. I just thought that was like normal for a lot of people that were masculine presenting. But I remember thinking, if I could wake up the next day and be a guy, I would do it in a heartbeat. And, I just started thinking about what that really meant to me. Like, did I see myself as a guy? And in a lot of aspects, I did. I just found this community on YouTube that made me feel like understood, and I got really into it, and I was watching a lot of videos and realizing that that's what it was. At that realization, I slowly started to tell my partner at the time, and it went okay. I was also not completely comfortable with it, and our relationship was at the end, and I wasn't super excited about it, and that made me feel almost like maybe it's not right. I was just questioning a lot, because it's a big thing to come to terms with. I was just like, come on, like another thing. And honestly, part of it was, why me again? Like, everything happens to me. This whole 10 years, I've had to be coming out, and I'm the different one, and I'm the one that's always this, and I'm the one that's always that. So when I came to terms with this, I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, how can it be me again? Like, I'm gonna have to start this whole thing all over again, and this is even harder because people are already hard at understanding someone coming out as gay, and on top of that, I'm gonna have to now come out as transgender. So around that time, I did tell my parents. I had actually already made an appointment and got a prescription for testosterone without them knowing that I was even trans. I hadn't started or anything. So I told them, and I got met with, are you sure? The best one was, you can still dress like the way you do, like manly. We don't care about that. Isn't that enough? And that sucked, of course. But at that time, like I said, there were so many things going on that I wasn't even like, that got me thinking, and I was like, oh man, maybe I'm not. Again, I just wanted to make them happy. I wasn't really doing anything for myself at that point in my life. It was to please everybody else. So I just was like, okay, never mind. I take it back again. So for the next 3 years, we didn't talk about it. I didn't talk about it. They didn't talk about it. It kind of just died right there. I just kept going through life as a masculine female, even though I felt like something was off. I started going to therapy. I went to therapy a lot of times, like for small amounts of times, for various things, but it always started coming back to my gender, and it always kept coming back to the fact that I needed to live my life for myself and not for anyone else. And I needed to learn to tell myself that I was worthy. Like, my time is worthwhile and my needs are worthwhile, not just everyone else's. But that's hard. I love to be a people pleaser, and I'm very caring, and I work in social work, and I do things for everybody else all the time. However, that doesn't mean that I get to be told no, or that I get to be told, no, we're not ready. Well, too bad, because I am. I got to the point where I was like, again, at least I wasn't having panic attacks this time, but I got to the point where I was so stressed out, and I was just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm just done. I had been going to therapy, which helped me kind of build my self-esteem and my strength, emotional strength. And so I was ready. I was ready to take the leap. And on March 1st or 2nd, I came out to my parents and to the world as transgender. I am a proud transgender man, and I feel whole, finally. I feel like this is how I was meant to live my life. I had made an appointment to see a doctor on March 8th. So that same week, I was like, well, might as well just do it all, as I was so used to doing. So on March 1st, or 2nd, I can't remember now, my girlfriend and I were talking about it. So with her help, I decided that I needed to do this. And so I called my parents into my room and I told them, you know, we need to have the conversation again that we started having 3 years ago. It was hard. I cried, they cried, you know. At first I was having a really hard time getting the words out because this is the first time I came out without it being in writing. So I did it. I just came out to them that day and I was like, this is it. I'm gonna start hormones. I am going to the doctor on Friday and I'm telling everybody. It wasn't about them anymore, and that's the reality, is that I wasn't gonna wait for them to be ready, because there was never gonna be a time to be ready. Because I wasn't, you know, you just can't be ready for these things. I didn't know how testosterone was gonna be. I didn't know how it would affect me. So to say that I wasn't scared or that I wasn't like, almost like, should I do this, should I not, it would have been a lie, because I was scared. But it was the best decision I ever made. So I told him that, and then the next day I publicly came out on Instagram and I told my closest family, like my 2 aunts and my uncle came over. They were super supportive, and it was like so nice to just have them be like, of course, like, this is awesome. And my aunt even pointed out the fact that when I was really young, I would get to her house and I would immediately put all my cousins' clothes on. Because that's what felt right. But I knew that I couldn't do that at home. And so whenever I got there, it was like immediate. Yeah, so now, you know, I have full support of my parents. There are things sometimes that they don't quite understand, and I try to help them, but they're also better at doing their own research because they're no longer live in denial, because here it is in front of you. But yeah, but they've been great. They use my name, my pronouns. That pretty much caught on really, really quick, which is really awesome. So what I say to other trans people that I meet is to be patient. That doesn't mean you deserve disrespect or to be treated badly. But if your parents or your caregivers or anybody or your loved ones, friends even, are trying and you see them genuinely trying, be patient. But also for family and loved ones, try. Just try. That's all we ask, is that you try, like genuinely. You know, common things that I hear is like, especially from older people, older generations, is like, oh, I can barely get my own name right, or I can barely, you know, I don't even know how to, you know, do this, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's not an excuse. It's not a preference. This is our lives and this is our livelihood. So just as we respect you, you need to respect us. So yeah, it's been great. I started testosterone on March 8th, 2019. So it's coming up on a year, which is really cool. I got my top surgery November 21st. So 2 months ago, which is awesome. Healing really well. So yeah, we'll see how these videos come out. But thanks, and I appreciate all the support. It means a lot.